Hello, everybody. If you like the world we do our shows in, the link and title will be in the description as well as the creator. So go down the description, check it out. You'll also find all social media links that you'll ever want for the people who are on, as well as us ourselves. So go in the description. There's some fun stuff in there. Thank you. Enjoy the show. Welcome to Metaverse Degen. I'm Lion.
Oh man, Raptor, and we have who for a guest today?
Oh,
That would be you, sir.
yeah, Masky.
Okay. Thank you for coming, Masky. Okay.
No problem.
So.
Yeah.
So, Masky, what got you into VR itself? What got you started? The interest in VR.
I don't know. It was like really early, like when Oculus first started coming out with like their first headsets. That's when I started like getting really interested in it. Like watching I guess just watching like the very early versions of Pavlov is what got me interested. But I haven't really got into VR until like maybe like just a year before COVID happened when like they brought out the Quest. But I don't know. I just like the idea of like doing what you do already in like other games, but like with your hands, like actually
Creating and doing stuff is what actually moving with your hands and creating is what you're trying to say.
Not creating, like actually being able to play the game, like with some like some type of immersion to it. You know what I mean? Not like where you're sitting on like a couch, or I mean, you still are kind of, but like just kind of where you can like just play any game but you're kind of there, you know, pretty much.
Oh, okay. Face on, right on the spot is what you're trying to say. Kick ass later. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Good to know. So what kinds of things do you do in VR?
Mostly just chill out and watch movies. But like other times, like I'll try and explore like through like games on Steam and whatnot and try and find out what to play. Other times I try and make games for VR. They're small little demo ones, but they're not too interesting. All they are is just like you know, being able to pick a rifle, reload it, shoot it, or like turning something like a lever or like a pipe valve.
Yeah.
So I guess like the most interactive thing I do is like game development work. You know, with avatar creation and doing this stuff.
Yeah, this world looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah, it's really good.
As a work in progress.
Yeah, as a work in progress.
Getting there. You're getting there. Not an overnight delivery setup unless you got a lot of time on your hands. Not all of us do.
Yeah. I wish I
didn't
did,
say
though.
you
I wish
all.
I can.
Yeah, you had more time to put into it. Yeah, everybody does. No matter what project you play in, it doesn't matter. Everybody wants that little. All I need is another fucking 10 minutes and I got it. Ah, fuck, I gotta go to work. That usually just got you right there.
It would also be nice to have like a little team to help me out with this stuff, because doing it like when I first started it, I wanted to do everything by hand. Like I wanted to do like, which is what killed me for a little bit from doing it. And when you do everything by yourself, or when you try to, it, you know, you're not separating the workload, and it's like on one person. So what I got right now, like when I did this, I redid the entire thing. It took me 2 hours compared to like when it took me 3 months to try and do everything by hand.
Wow.
Whatever assets I can't find, I make.
Holy shit! Wow. Okay. When he gets into it, he gets into it. Gotcha.
So what got you started in world and avatar creation? How'd you get into that?
You know, when you use like, I mean, also kind of Minecraft, but you know when you used to play like Far Cry, or what are other games that let you make your own level?
Yeah. Like Mario Maker and stuff.
Stuff like that. Mario Maker? Mario? Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, that works too. But like, I wasn't thinking about that right away. But like stuff like that, and also I liked making I don't know. I always had like a thing for like coming up with like different games and like stuff when I was younger. So I guess it just kind of translated into this, and then um let me like see a bigger view or like perspective on like what I can do more, I guess.
But it sounds like no. I'm just curious, man. I'm just curious. Masky, do you have Legos at all?
I
Sir?
used to play with Legos a lot.
Yep, there it is. Right there is where you get the building set in your brain to build, even if it's here or Legos. That's because I was just curious. The way he was talking, because I collect them and I still play with them. But yeah, 53-year-old man playing with Legos. But it's your imagination situation, just like what he's doing. But he's taking it beyond where I can't. I wish I could. It just got to have somebody teach me. But yeah, I see where you're going. Yeah, it just come to mind. I'm going, I wonder if this boy plays with Legos when he was young. Yep.
I used to. I also used to play a lot with like the old Tonka trucks and like machines, like the little like the excavators and all that. I used to love playing with those. And I guess that's like,
gotcha.
You know, just
that goes. But, yeah, it goes. You can see where it translates into. Yeah, I gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I do remember reading something that may be down both your alleys, since I know both of you are car guys. VR.
Mm-hmm.
There's a program that teaches you mechanic work within like a VR application process.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it's learning new skills like being a mechanic or working on engines and stuff is now finding its way here as well.
I feel like with that, it's not really like it is a good source to train somebody and get them familiar with like parts of a car and whatnot.
I agree with you there.
It's a good idea to get them familiar with tools and whatnot, but when it comes like from the virtual world, because I did those simulations with when I was getting my operator's license, they did they had you put you in with like a VR headset and whatnot, and like they would like have you train with like a fake excavator. And when I started learning that, it's the same way with welding. They have a program like that too. But the only problem is that you can't translate that experience to the real world.
No.
So no, because you can only translate the knowledge of it, but you can't translate the experience because you have all these like different types of feelings.
Oh, I see where you're going.
Yeah.
I see where you're going with it.
You can't really feel what you're doing. So I see it as a good way to open somebody to it, but like when you get into the work, it can be physically demanding. Like, it can be physically exhausting on your body. Yeah, like that. It can just be demanding on your body and your mind and whatnot. And also like when I was talking about like when you're running an excavator, there's a bit more to it than just fucking pulling a lever and whatnot. You like when you're pulling the lever, you can actually feel the machine grab onto stuff. Like if there's a wire in the ground or a pipe, you can actually feel that machine grab onto it, and if you react fast enough, you can let go of that wire before you break it. It's the same way with when you work on mechanics too, like with the car that you're talking about. When you're turning a bolt, you can feel when it's about to snap, or if you're over tightening it or whatever. Like,
he's truly on that
VR, one. Yeah, in VR, you can't really.
You can't really act in. You can't mimic that part. I get what you're talking about. Yes, it makes sense. This would be like what Masky's saying is if you were doing a brake job, it'd give you the basic outline of each part. Now, don't get me wrong, you're not manhandling it like you're supposed to.
Like in real
It'd
life.
give you, yeah, if you're doing like a set of drum brakes, each one of those pieces, you'd know where they go. So when you went out to do it out in the real world, you know where those pieces belong, and that's it. It doesn't teach you how to properly tighten it, none of that for your brakes, all that kind of stuff, but you got a general idea where those pieces go. So it's just like an engine setup. Okay, I got this, I got to put the rings. It gives you a general layout, but to actually do it is completely, it's like what I get people tell me, all you have to do is watch it on YouTube. I'm sorry to inform you, you're missing the part because you're not there. We'll just say like putting a serpentine belt on. You're not there twisting that wrench. Yeah, that guy's doing it, but you didn't see it. So if you're pulling real hard and not getting it right, you're screwed up. Knowing most of the diagrams are on the radiator shroud, but if they've been wrecked and they've been peeled off, you have no idea. But you don't, like he's saying about over tighten a bolt or stuff like that, breaking it, snapping it, because you actually, once you do that in real life, if anybody that's been mechanics or turned a wrench, you get the first time you ever break something, you tell your brain where to stop because you've done it, you've overdone it, just how the feel of the wrench starts getting tight in your hands. That's when to stop. Whoops, or rounding off a bolt by accident because you didn't get the right wrench to the right nut, stuff like that.
A lot. Do you live in northern? Because if you live in the north, that happens a lot with like rusty fucking like rusty nuts and all that.
Stuff like that. How you get out the torch and go to town. That, and the other thing about doing mechanics, they're showing you, okay, you can do this, this, and this, but okay, what about thinking outside the box? See what I'm getting at, line? You got to think outside the box. You get somebody come up here and go, I've got this blah 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 blah, and you're going, what? Explain what? You're not gonna have that in a VR setup. That lady is telling me something about her car, and I'm trying to understand what she's throwing in gear to tell me that her brakes are grabbing really hard. She's just telling me the car's, every time it comes close to going down the road, it starts to shake the steering wheel. Well, it sounds like rotary's out of whack or tires out of balance. You got to learn those knowledge little tricks that people throw at you that you have no idea what they're trying to say. I can see it giving you, like he said, the basic outline of what each part does, where it actually goes. Let's say like a dome piston, you make sure that dome piston fits the head the right direction. Don't put it in backwards because it's going to do is come up and hit the top of the head. That kind of crap. It gives you a general outline, and a lot of things do that, but it's not going to give you the actual experience
well, of course
in real
not.
life.
Well, at least we'll let you know what things do and stuff. At least you'll get that.
Yeah.
With the VR games I have played, like where they do similar stuff like that, like where they're like the mechanic one. I think the one I played was called Sprocket. That one next to Car Mechanic Simulator is like one of the closest ones that you can kind of get to doing actual mechanic work. But the only problem is, like when I was saying it only shows you one type of technique that you can really, like, it's kind of like what Raptor was saying earlier. It only shows you of what they expect you to do and use the right tools, but not you don't always have the right tool for the job. So
you got to think outside the box.
Yeah, you have to think outside the box. It's only going to show you an example of like what it's generally done, and it's going to let you do it by hand, but it's not going to let you like. I don't think games are that advanced yet, of where you can like think outside the box like that. Like I think they if they do, it has to be like a little bit longer before they advanced onto it. Well, maybe not, because Half-Life Alyx really opened up the eyes to like a lot of like game companies, and they might do something like more realistic stuff that there was this one game I called Shatter Lights.
Yep.
Have you ever heard of it, or
I have not heard of it.
I've never heard of it. No, I haven't. What is it first?
It's a little VR horror game, but they literally thought outside the box for stuff like that, and it's like the way of how you play the game is actually really unique. Like you use your play space to move. You don't look like this or walk back and forth like that. You actually use your play space to move, and it is one of the scariest games I've ever played. And especially when you're just keep on walking, it's like you don't even really realize it that you're walking in like squares almost.
Hmm.
It's crazy. It's a really, I think it's free too. It's a really interesting game. You should really check it out. But like it does like show like the depth of how far you can kind of bring in the VR. It's the same way with like Sprocket and Half-Life Alyx. Like it just shows you on how far you can really take it
Mhm.
and make it a good game. I mean, Half-Life Alyx is optimized, but
I think it's pretty good for what it is. Half-Life Alyx, considered most VR games for PC VR, is kind of iffy at best. That's like Bone Lab, Boneworks, and things like that. There's not a whole lot of
mhm.
really well done PC VR games out.
Boneworks is definitely the best though. I think that one shows what you can really do. But like I feel like some companies like won't really do on it because I haven't not seen like Activision. No, Activision, the publisher, like Treyarch and all those. Like
Yeah.
I haven't seen all of those companies like try and pitch in the VR. But I bet you if they did, they would make a pretty decent game.
Oh, I'm
To
sure
be
they make an
honest.
amazing game, and I'm sure if those big companies started posting games for VR like Quest or PC VR, I guarantee you it'd make people go to it. Simply because people will
It
cult
would.
follow whatever company it is.
Yeah, it would. They would though, and it would bring a lot of people and a lot of bad people at the same time though. Like when like COVID happened, like that was like the peak because everybody was bored, nobody can do anything, and since there's only a few games that are really popular on VR, a lot of people left because they're only playing VR chat or Pavlov or what's another one like Onward.
Yeah.
They're only playing three main popular games other than Half-Life Alyx. There's not enough options for them to justify them having a VR headset in their minds.
Yeah. I'd say if they were to bring out a lot more options, I'm sure people would come to it and start spending money there. But now it's like more or less
Mm-hmm.
for those who are hobbyists into the
Mm.
VR.
Like
Like it
I
was
said, Len,
before.
I played No Man's Sky in VR. Hey, you got to try it. I gave it a try. Wow. But it took me 20 minutes to get the ship back on the ground. I couldn't get the guy. Okay, my coordination sucks. I can't get this bitch. I mean, literally in a circle, up and down. Couldn't get. What am I doing wrong? Using your hands and everything. I know I can do better. I drive a skidster sometimes. I can do a lot. What the hell am I doing wrong? Well, you got other buttons too. You got to figure it out.
You're
Blah,
also
blah,
flying
blah.
a plane.
Yeah.
No, yeah, or plane. Yeah, you're flying a spaceship in No Man's Sky.
Well,
But you
for No
got.
Man's Sky specifically, you could always get like a plunger or something and put that where the joystick of the ship is and just use that because the physics will be the same when you pull it back and push it forward again.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got
At least you'll have
your
it.
throttles on one side. Your throttles on one side in No Man's Sky. Then you got the stick.
Yeah, but you
So
can
you
let
got your
go of the
throttle
throttle.
forward and back.
You can let go of the
You
throttle.
can let go. I learned that quick, but I just couldn't get the damn thing on the goddamn. And it's just getting the right button to sync with the down, because on a keyboard it's E and you land. Here, that you actually have to put it on the ground. Man, and I wasn't that far from base, but what a bitch. I go, that's enough. But I thought it was great. I thought it was real cool. I thought it was. Can you imagine playing?
I would love to play like
No, go ahead.
I would love to play like Star Wars Squadron or War Thunder in VR where like I can actually use my controllers to kind of like VTOL VR. Like
Yeah.
I would love to be able to use my controllers and do that because that does sound like pretty fun. I don't know if it's the same way. Huh?
Masky, they got a tank game that's out there, but you got to get a friend to join up and link up with you on VR.
I have it, but it's
You've had that one. I wanted to try that so bad. One drives and the other one shoots.
You have three. You have a commander, you have a driver, and you have a gunner. But the problem is like the game is not that popular, which is why I haven't been playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're going against other people.
In Tank Crews or Metal Crew, whatever it's called.
Is it, or you just go against just common tanks? I thought they were working on it that you could actually go against another person. You
can
got
go
your
up
group
against
in
other
there.
players, but right now the game is just dead. Like there's only like 3
Oh,
servers.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I got you. I've never played it or downloaded it. I just saw it and thought it was pretty cool. My luck, I'd
It
be
is
going in
really
circles
fun.
with it.
I think it's called Steel Crew. If you want to check it out, Lion. But
Okay.
it is a really fun game. But like, I feel like games like that, like they put so much work into it, like Iron Wolf and like um Steel Crew and whatnot. They put so much work into it, and they're like kind of like
No one's there.
underappreciated. Yeah, no one's there.
That one's there. Yeah.
And that's what worries me about making a VR game, because I want to make one like DayZ, but not like DayZ, if that makes sense. But
Yeah.
Oh, a survival game. You want a survival game, is what you're trying to say.
well, I was just using DayZ as an example because that's what.
Yeah, I got you.
Like,
Yeah, I understand. My bad.
DayZ is also kind of dog water game at the same time, so it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you guys played it.
Yeah,
I
I played it.
like it, but I know you guys don't like it. I think, right?
It's okay. I don't hate
I don't
it.
have any. I don't hate it. I love playing it if you're playing with friends, but I never get off the beachhead. Somebody else catches up with my ass and kills me because I get into a habit of being greedy, finding the gear and stuff, so I can move forward, survive, and keep moving along instead of getting the hell off the beachfront. Like most people say, you get your basic shit and get the hell off the beach. Me, I'm running down the beach, collecting shit, being a moron, and boom, boom, boom. That or I get greedy and get overwhelmed by zombies. It's usually the zombies that get the best of me most of the time.
I always get what I need on the beach, like food and whatnot, and warmer clothing. But after that, I go straight for the Air Forces, like the Air Force bases and whatnot in DayZ, because like you can't really like have like a problem with that. I mean, like sometimes you get a not a random player, but other times like if somebody's already kitted out or like somebody's new to the game, your safe bet is to go to the fucking Air Force bases and like the military bases and whatnot. As soon as you hear another footstep, that's when you run. Or not
Yeah,
run,
that's
you get
that or a shot in the background. You hear a crack in the background go, and you hear it because you got to use all your senses in that game. You hear a crack of a rifle going off. Sorry. Go the other direction. It's smart. Don't go into it. It's not like, oh, what's going on? Let's hear where the gunshots are. No, you stay the hell away from. Because sooner or later, if it's
I mean, depends on what
if
your
you
play
listen,
style is too, you know?
uh-huh.
Sometimes you want to do that risk reward.
Mm-hmm.
But you can actually tell what gun is being fired in the distance too. Like,
yeah, you can hear the different cracks of the guns. It's pretty cool.
That's why I would love to make a game like that, because like, you know, you already get an adrenaline rush in like DayZ and like Tarkov and whatnot, like games like that. I can only imagine it in VR when you get an adrenaline rush when someone's shooting at you.
Yeah. Have you ever played a horror game in VR?
Oh, plenty of times. Yeah. I love
wild.
playing horror games, but they don't scare me too much though. There was this one time though.
You go. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, there was this one time I was playing Phasmophobia. We did this like oh my god, I just found it the funniest. We did this little like we did the beta mode thing, and you know they're in the hunt mode, right? When the ghost starts flickering the lights and whatnot, and stuff starts going on. I have never seen it in any other, like in the normal game when I was playing the beta. Like the cabinets started opening and closing a lot, and I saw a floating book flipping its pages going down towards the basement, and my one friend was completely oblivious of everything going on, while me and 3 other people were screaming, and like the other one looked up and he, like right after it was done, he was like, "What happened?" It was so dumb, but I don't know. I miss that group, but
I do remember one VR horror game that is both non-VR and VR, and that's Resident Evil 7.
The house or whatever.
Yeah. when you're playing it on flat screen, it feels like a regular Resident Evil game. Kind of has a bit of tension, but not too bad. But when you're in VR, it has a completely different feel to it.
I think
Major
it's because
bet.
you are like you get like a little scared and then like your brain can't connect, like can't connect the environment the environments differently,
Yeah,
and
because you're
that's
effectively
why I
here.
love like yeah, that's also why I love VR games too. It's just because like you're not there but you're there at the same time, and it's like it just heightens your senses a little bit more. Especially like that's why I wanted to make a Daisy like game,
Hmm.
because I feel like I don't know. I don't know if you're like me, of where you like adrenaline rushes in
Mm-hmm.
games, or
Yep.
if
Oh yeah, I love
We
the
do.
hell out of it.
yeah, like
Mhm.
Hunt, Daisy, Tarkov.
What was the
Um,
Scum? Scum. We played. Me and Lion were playing Scum and stuff like that. You can get a
I
group.
tried playing Scum. I don't know.
I didn't like it that much. It didn't give me off that vibe, to be honest.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I
fair.
like if you took what I'm getting at is if you took Daisy and Scum and put them together, what it amounts to is I'm sorry, you don't starve yourself to death that quickly. Daisy does that. You're out of food instantly. You run even a little ways, your fucking food is starting. You know,
Well,
play it like
I never died from starvation in Daisy, so I don't know if, because like normally whenever you see food, you don't ration it. You just eat that right away. Like on Daisy, you just eat right away. You don't even ration it. You don't even think about it. You just start eating it until you're full. Like until your stomach wants to turn. Like that's when you stop. And you have to walk almost everywhere. You can't run, because if you start running, that's where you're going to start using up your resources.
yeah, you
That's
burn up your energy.
Mhm.
and
Same thing with how much weight you're carrying or whatever clothes you're wearing too, because that can also run down your energy too in DayZ. Same as if you have any illnesses, like so you always want to make sure you have water purification tablets. If you don't have any, always drink out of a well. Always drink, like bring an empty water bottle. If you find a water bottle that's full, you empty it and you go and refill it at a well. You won't get food poisoning or what's the sickness? that you get from
Contaminated
dirty
water.
Yeah,
Oh.
contaminated water.
Dysentery.
Yeah, dysentery.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah,
But
something
like
like- yeah.
instead of like, you know, you throw it up other than the other way.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
It's the same way with your cold. Like if you get cold, you catch a cold, and the best way to treat that in DayZ is to light a fire and stay by it for a while. Like that's the only way how you can cure a cold. Other than
Yeah.
like you taking like tablets to help.
Well,
But
the downside is if you
Yep.
stay near a fire too long, you can actually get
Wow.
hypothermia by leaving the fire.
yeah, but when you stay by the fire like that, it helps. It just warms your body up, and it's like real life. It helps fight the infection because you're keeping your body warm rather than cold.
Until you hear that crack and then somebody's killed you because they saw the fire from a distance.
That's where you say,
Yeah.
"I'm sick and I'll cough on you."
Yeah. Yeah, I got you there.
Or you just bum rush them and cough
Because
on them anyway.
players, I think in DayZ, players can contract sicknesses.
Yeah, you can.
Like, if
Daisy,
you're sick,
In Daisy, you can.
if you're sick, you can, yeah.
Daisy, they
transmit
can
to other
actually
players.
pour fuel down your throat, your gullet, and make you barf your guts up. I know they did it to me by pouring it on me. They were pouring fuel on me, and I got sick, and I just kept throwing my
Why
guts up.
does
And they
Raptor always see like the bad groups in games?
Oh, yeah, I got stuff. These guys were high ranked, and they were down at. They got bored being way up north, so they come down and they were killing anybody and everybody that was on the beach. They didn't give a shit, and they were taking.
That's what
they didn't-
griefers do.
Mhm,
The same way
taking
with,
Rust.
Yeah, taking everything they have, and I'm going. That makes a lot. What fun is it? God, it'd be better to tell you run. run and then take a beat and then shoot me and get it over with. Not just sit there and tie and pour gasoline on me. I just sat there, go ahead and do it. You're going to kill me anyhow. I'll come find a different server to play in. Quit screwing around and let me go. That pissed them off because I was in a foreign server. That pissed them off. So they decided to, fuck it. And they shot me, got it over with a 22. Sat there and put 22 rounds into me slowly just because they wanted to torment me. Wow. What it is,
That's
what it is.
They do that because it's just bullying.
New players.
Yeah.
New players.
Or like early joining players, like where they have nothing or whatever.
Yeah.
They just do that just to bully. That's all. That's the only reason.
Nah, I don't care.
Normally, I used to be good at DayZ back on when it came out on PS4.
Yep.
I used to bully a bunch of other players. Not bully them, but I used to bully the players that would bully other players. Like
you went after the other setups, yes.
I went after toxic people, and then like the game kind of got filled with hackers, and now it's not anymore, kinda, but also not at the same time. I don't know, but
They've changed a lot of stuff in it since then. They've got color coding groups. You can get into color coding, and some people go after just the bans. All they want to do is kill just to get the ban, because if you have a ban, you find an armband. Yeah, there was a group. I saw a group of guys that they were doing that. That's all they did was they wanted the different color bands that they had in the game. Anybody that had one, they'd shoot you for it.
Like a war in DayZ. I think that's the reason why they want to do that, is because they want to like have a rival.
Probably.
Yeah, that's what they were doing. That's what they were doing. And these guys were good. These guys that are on YouTube were really good at it. Especially when they exactly knew how far distance. They were way out of distance that anybody shooting at them couldn't hit them, but they could hit them. It was funny. I got a kick out of it. Funnier. Oh. But back to what you're doing here. We got a little on the sidetrack. We usually do, and nothing new. And everything else, you said it only takes you a little time now compared to what it was before, and stuff like this. Have you had any problems whatsoever doing what you're doing now? Where's the troubles from then to now that you were having troubles with? That might help somebody else out there.
Yeah, making a world. Or avatars.
Like general problems that I come across, or like anything like
either way.
A thing that drives you nuts. Either way, it don't matter.
I guess like motivation, because like the part of where like I just kind of overdid it on myself, where like I was talking about earlier, where I tried to do everything by myself and I overloaded. Oh, sorry, my controllers are dying. Whatever. But like where I overloaded myself, like that, like where you're starting small, you don't have anybody else to help you. Like you just kind of have to, like I know you want to have everything, like at least for me, like I wanted to have everything done by myself. But like sometimes you can't do it like that. Like you'll just like get more than what you want to handle, and it's like you just want to stop at that point, and it ruins the fun of it and whatnot. So when you do smaller stuff, and let other people do more of the other stuff, like you can get more motivated because you're having more fun. But what's with like other problems too, like general problems that you face with like Unity and whatnot, like yeah, it can be stressful, but like sometimes you just need to like step back and breathe. Like do you remember that one world that I made? It was like the forest a while ago.
That world. I remember that world. It looked really good. With the car and the fire pit by the river beach.
Yeah, the little fire I forget. I forget. I don't. Would you call it a fire pit?
It was like a little
Yeah.
campfire, fire pit thing.
Yeah, campfire. That's what I was thinking of. The problem with that world though is there was a Unity bug on it, and it really irritated me, like because I couldn't find out what was wrong with it, and like I was fighting it for a long time because I didn't want to. Because it's like something where you put so much work into, and it's like you don't want to give it up, It's like I don't know what I can compare it to, but you just don't want to give up on it. So it's like you keep trying to revive it, and it's not happening. Like you just have to kind of soak up that feeling of where it's just like, it's broken. Like you can't like it's broken or like something else happened. Blah blah blah. You just have to suck it up and be like, okay, just gonna restart it. Like that's if it's like a very bad bug, like or same thing as small fixes. Like I lost my motivation sometimes on doing small fixes too. Like with my avatar, I did not want to do my blend shapes on it, like at all, or the textures. But it's just like one of those things of where it's like you'll be happy if you did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Once
It's
you
like
see,
asking a girl out to prom. Like
yeah, once you see the finished product, and I did that, the sense of accomplishment you'll get from it.
mm-hmm. Like that's like the best, like that's the feeling you have to try and strive for, is the sense of accomplishment, not like, I mean, it's important to worry about, but you want to worry about where it's going to end up. Like you want to worry about like if what you're doing will turn out great to you at the end. Like you can't like worry about what other people are going to think. I mean, I still do that. I'm guilty of it. I can't say that I'm not. But it's like one thing you just have to kind of realize that if nobody care if one person doesn't care, then like why worry about one person's opinion, I guess.
Like
you
they
just
say,
have to-
like they say, Masky, you're your own worst critic. You'll tear it apart 10 times faster than anybody like you and I, or I mean, me and Lion. We think you're doing a good job, but you're beating yourself down going, there's something better I could do. Or I could have done this. That's just the way people are. Especially artists or people that are got that type of imagination
well, this
to
is
go,
this is art.
go along.
This is like a form of art. It's just not traditional.
Yes, it is.
I mean?
It's a type of art. You get technical. It's a digital 3D art, but you get to see it up front when you have your headgear and you got your hand. Pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
No matter what you do.
Yeah, I remember there was this old world I made a while back, and it looks like even like if it was like untextured, it looks nowhere near as good as this, and it's like one of those smaller ones where I was just proud of. I really want that feeling again. Like that's like the feeling I'm trying to. I guess I got that feeling just because I finished it. I finished it.
Yeah,
it out.
I can understand that. Hey, I'm done. God damn it! Yeah, and you're going, oh shit! It's finished. Now let's start. Then you pop up and go, hey, let's start a new one.
When I let it out, a lot of people actually liked it. I mean, not liked it. I mean, I don't know. It was simple. Like it wasn't anything too extra or whatever. I don't know if you got. I don't. Did you guys have a quest like when it first came out?
I
got the first quest when it came. The Quest 2, I got not that one. The stepson did, but then he just parked it in a box and still in the box.
I've only been in VR 2 years. My first headset was the Index I'm wearing.
I've been in here for 3.
Then Raptor, do you remember the Onglet?
The what?
There was this world. That I used to know the creator with, and the world was called the Onglet or something like that. It was a very simple world made with like Pro Builder and whatnot, and That's where I got my inspiration from. Mainly was just
Okay.
like
Okay.
just seeing other people like what.
If
what
I've
they
seen
do
it,
and, like,
I wouldn't remember it. Remember if I actually put my
It's a
underwear
weird
on
world.
properly.
It's a weird world. I can't remember what it's about, to be honest, either, because he had so many different things. I think that's what killed his world, is because he started adding so many different things. Like, you kind of have to like. There's nothing wrong with adding a bunch of stuff, but when you change it drastically, that's hiccups. That's where people will be like, okay, what are you like? I lost the point of the world, or like point of the environment, because like you have so many different things going on. You know, you let your mind be free, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it's at the same time like where you overdo it, you know. And
Yeah.
if you want to be successful, you kind of can't
really do that, you know. There's ways to do it around it, but like when his world first came out, it was just a simple bar. A lot of people loved to go to it, and then he started adding like a bunch of other stuff, and it just made the world like kind of like what like
Dance.
I wouldn't say dense, but there was like more like it kind of lost what it originally was, I guess.
in my eyes. Like
I like the idea of where you stick with a theme and keep it that way, because if you try and go with like a bunch of other different themes, you'll end up losing motivation. Because it's just because if you don't stick with one theme, one thing going on for you and whatnot, you'll lose motivation because you're doing too much.
Yeah.
which is
What I was talking about earlier, where I put too much on myself and I lost motivation to work on this world, and then
I gave up on it, you know.
it was also supposed to be for a game I was making, like this world.
Yep.
It was supposed to be like a an advertisement for it, and I just kind of turned into my own thing. I'm trying to find out what I want the idea to be, but I know what I want the environment like, really.
Okay. What kind of things do you want this world to be? How do you want it to look? Because I know right now where it's in the middle of its birth.
I'm trying to get it to look like a little outpost, like kind of like State of Decay outposty. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you
Like
mean.
that.
Gotcha.
Like I got
That's where I got this inspiration for this part of the world, was like State of Decay, where like they turned a gas station or whatever into an outpost or something similar to that, you know?
Yeah.
And
ever
since then I wanted to like I wanted to do something like that, which is what I'm trying to go with for this, but I feel like I should do that. I'm getting off topic, but
Hey, no, it doesn't matter if you're off topic or not. If you want to talk, all good.
Talk about it.
I know. I just my brain, like, if you guys let me go free, then I'm just like, I'm gonna
You
go
just
on
keep going,
7
okay?
different subjects in 2 minutes.
No big deal. I get that way
But-
too sometimes.
Yeah, I'm like that all the time. Me and my friends want to start. Me and my one friend, the one that you were talking to last night.
Yep.
Me and him want to do our own podcast thing of where we talk about almost literally anything, because like of how like me and them, whenever we talk, our subjects change so much, and we can go right back onto like that subject, or sometimes
we
like
do.
we just forget. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we forget, and like we wanted to call it, oh, that reminds me. But I don't know if we're gonna...
That sounds like a good one. Oh shit! Hey, where were we? Oh fuck! Did you make breakfast this morning, son of a bitch? I forgot to make the coffee. What are you
that
why are we
reminds
talking
me.
about coffee and eggs, man? We were talking about how to make stuff. What the hell fucking wrong with you? Yeah, we get it all the time. We do it all the time. No big deal.
Yeah, we do the same thing.
Yeah, but
Yep, we do it all the time.
we're just trying to find out what we want to mainly focus on, which I think is just going to be like funny little news events that happens. So it's not anything dark, like all the stuff that's recently been happening with, like, you know, what I was talking to you about earlier with the Ohio spills and Nevada and whatnot.
But
Yeah.
I got one for you, but I'll tell you afterwards, Masky, that might help you guys really. And I tried to do it with when Lion first started out. What the hell? When he first started out and everything else like this, you always want matter of something, right? Some type of setup to go off of. Get a hold of your rags. You know what I'm talking about? The star, those type of, look over what somebody's done and give your opinion on what somebody else has already wrote about somebody else. That's all you're doing. That's how, and just run with it. And oh boy, you'd be busier than hell in a star mag. The rags is what my mom calls them. Where it's going on, data like that, and it's just right there in front of you, and you're just talking about it just like anybody else. Like if you were talking over coffee about it. Pretty simple setup. Easy peasy. Made all kinds of crap.
I'll listen to it, but I am gonna get in the desktop editor so I can let my controller charge. But
Okay.
Well, we can call it here then.
Yeah, we can call it.
I mean,
Thanks,
if you guys
guys.
want to, I don't mind.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys, for watching. We
What are we
appreciate you. Have a good day.
I'd wave.
but I'll just throw my
And
head to
take
make
Make it look like I'm waving.
Hey, I've been doing that forever. I can never get my fucking hands off the goddamn ground. And I'm shorter than you. Bye, folks.
Bye,
Talk to you
folks.
later.
Enjoy the rest of your day.